position is?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Major General Kevin Copsey. I'm the Deputy Commander of Operation Inherent Resolve, based in Baghdad, and we're up here in Erbil doing negotiations and some of the coordination that's needed with the Peshmerga forces up here.
And what's the position of the coalition on the Erbil attack?
So the attack on Erbil was extremely sad on a number of levels. One, that it was unannounced. It was clearly trying to target a coalition. And unfortunately, like every single time the militia groups have targeted coalition, and we lost someone, and it's horrible, and my heart goes out to the family of the sad Filipino contractor that lost his life. But it isn't just the coalition that actually pays the price. There were many of the missiles that actually overshot the airfield that actually landed within the residential and commercial areas of Erbil. Much the same as what happens in Baghdad. They overshoot the coalition bases, and it is the Iraqis and it is the Kurds in this instance that actually reap the unfortunate events where they get maimed, they get injured, and their properties are damaged as a result of acts of violence by the militia groups.
Oh, actually, so the civilian that was killed was from the Philippines?
That's correct, yeah.
America.
Yeah,
okay.
Correct, yeah. He wasn't.
Some media misinformation.
Yeah, so we clearly, as a coalition, we obviously have 27 nations that provide military capabilities to the coalition, but we are also supported by numerous contractors, and in this case these were contractors, albeit under a US enabled contractors, but the nationalities were from other countries.
Okay. And is there anything new about the investigation on this case?
So this is a criminal act. So we, the coalition, are clearly there to support both the Peshmerga or the Iraqi security forces, but they are in the lead in doing the criminal investigation for them, and I've yet to receive an update on how far they have progressed with that.
And do you think there will be any response by the coalition against these attacks? Like, for instance, what happened in the past, but that was like more the US Army?
Yeah, so like with any militia attack, they continue to threaten our existence. They continue to distract our mission, which is to get after defeating Daesh alongside our partners, be it the Syrian Democratic Force, the Peshmerga, or indeed the wider Iraqi apparatus. And we always say that we are here and that we have the ability to protect ourselves, but in this particular instance, the follow-up of this outrageous attack will be dealt with through the domestic security apparatus of the Iraqis led by Baghdad.
And are you also ready to help the Kurdistan region's security forces to protect, for instance, the Erbil airport and other areas?
So because the coalition has been so successful working alongside the partners to defeat Daesh, and they've been defeated geographically now, we work on dismantling their finance and their narrative. That doesn't require as many troops, coalition troops, as what we had here 12 months ago. So we continue to demise as the growth in capacity of the Peshmerga and the Iraqis continues to evolve. So actually it's them that now provide us the very security that we now depend upon. And we've recalibrated our mission from being tactical training to allow them to take the fight to Daesh. Now they're good enough at it, we're now doing operational level advising to them. So the command and control that sits within Erbil Airport and the coalition base there, alongside the Peshmerga hierarchy, similarly to what we have down with the operational centre down in Baghdad. And therefore, with that lack of troops, it is now up for others to provide the security for us.
And is there any indication that there could be more of this kind of attacks on the Erbil airport, or you haven't heard about that?
So all the intelligence of what we see, and much of it is actually given to us by our partners, is that it was a really unfortunate, outrageous incident, but it is a standalone that was done by a militia group that acts in its own self-interest and not in the interest of the Iraqi people or the people of Kurdistan that they think that they are here protecting.
So is there any more information about the culprits of the attack, the outlaws who did or it's still under investigation?
It's still under investigation, and it's Baghdad and Erbil are leading in that investigation, and we're yet to receive an update on where they are with it.
Okay. And is this also a part of your visit here, or it's more in general?
It's more of a general visit. I come up here, as the Deputy Commander, I define the strategy for the coalition, where we're going, particularly now we've finished dismantling the physical caliphate, and how we can keep on recalibrating and evolving the coalition to make sure that we are relevant to our guests, to the Iraqis and to the Peshmerga. And so I'll be speaking to obviously the Peshmerga leadership in and around this region, also down in Sulmania as well over the coming days.
Okay, thanks a lot, sir.
That's great, thank you.
Thank you. Sorry to go on.
So you'll have seen in the open source media that one of the militia groups called Guardians of the Blood is the one that they say are responsible for it. However, we wait and see what the investigation that's both been led by jointly between Baghdad and Erbil and what is that they actually derive as being the true perpetrators behind this outrageous attack.
And is the coalition ready also to help with protection of the Kurdistan region if there's more of these attacks?
So these attacks are very criminal in nature. They're done by terrorists, be it either Daesh or the militia groups, and it is up for the Peshmerga or indeed the wider Iraqi security apparatus to defend us. We continue to evolve the coalition. We are in a twilight of our campaign now. We are not as big as what we were 12 months ago, and therefore we've evolved our role now more into that of being a mentor and advising at the headquarter level, and that means we rely on the Peshmerga and the wider security apparatus to look after us.
So there's no need for a military response by the US Army or the coalition itself to such attacks?
In this case, a criminal response requires a proper judicial process to follow it up, and that's what will happen.
Okay, thanks a lot, sir.
That's great, thank you.